Right guys, day 5. So Spence come in yesterday and all where I OSB'd, he has insulated the other side. He is now just over here painting. So we're gonna trim out the bottoms. He's ripped down some timbers, 50mm, which is what we're gonna put on the outside for the Celotex. So you're gonna trims around the bottom to stop vermin, and then trims around the window to make it easy for fixings. So while he's doing that, I'm just going to come across here and start OSBing all of this lot, and then he's going to come through and start putting the, what are we doing in the internals?
120 internals.
120, so he's going to bang in the 120 as I'm going, and then as I'm going that will brace it so we can take off like this diagonal bracing and that. And then after we're going to come through and probably he'll start banging on the 50mm on the outside, and I'll follow behind him putting the OSB on after that, just to make a nice little sandwich of it all. But yeah, so we're going to get started on that now.
I didn't think it was that, but then I did have, like, yeah, I didn't feel like it was really wet yesterday. It just had a few big downpours, but I suppose it was medium for quite a while.
Yeah, on YouTube.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's still like a 20-minute video or so, but
No, yeah, 2 weeks though. 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It was your fuck up and not anyone else's.
I said, oh, I can't believe Spencer did this. Yeah, one job. Thinking, do I want to move them all over? I was like, that's going to be a lot of work.
Got George lined up to do some Sundays.
What's that?
Got George lined up to do some Sundays.
What, with us here?
Yeah.
They call me the think tank.
That's why.
Right, so.
Move the other one, please.
I don't know how other people do it. But yeah, they've got like one of those sort of size saws, but it's all corded. Because they obviously run everything off generators and that anyway, don't they? For the compressors. Yeah. So, well, I fucked up again marking this one out because I've come off of a stud, which I didn't realise until I got to this point. But what we've worked out is over that span, we're almost an inch where we put in a 3mm gap, which is apparently supposed to do for OSB for expansion and that. So yeah, over that amount of boards, we've gained almost an inch, which has moved me from centre of stud over. So I'm just going to rip that board down, and then it's not going to matter when it comes to doing the final sheeting on the internal with the birch ply, as we're going to batten it out for one, but we're not going to have the gaps like we have here. So you're not going to have the same issue when it comes to doing the internal. But yeah, so I've got to that point and I thought, oh no, I've done it again. But yeah, so that's probably what's happened on this side. But then as I've been going along, I would have noticed it earlier, but because we had such a big opening for the 4 metre wide sliding door and bifold, whatever it is, I was putting studs in, so I didn't realise until I got to a point where we'd actually picked up on the 16-inch centres again. But yeah, so it's just something to watch out for when you're doing it. If you're leaving that little gap, be wary because it adds up after a little while. Right. Phone ran out of memory, so I had to delete some stuff, but we're all plied up now, or OSB'd. Spencer's almost done this side of all the 120. So what we're going to do, I just knocked out that wall for there, so we're going to chuck that in, OSB that, then that's all done, and we'll go around. I'm going to fix these to the bottom of our plates on the external, just so when we put a 50mm on top, it stops any vermin or anything getting to it, so it doesn't eat away at the insulation. And then we're going to OSB. We're going to also do this round all the windows and doors, so we've got a solid fixing point for when we OSB it, and then for when we come to clad it and that, we've got solid fixing for our cheeks, Spencer's hiding from it. But yeah, so I'm going to chuck that in quickly now, and then I might set up. Spencer's got his camera set up over there, so I might just do it off that somewhere. There it is. Yeah, just going to finish the rest of the day coming through, putting that timber around there, and then if I get time, 50mm and OSB over the top of it. Right, so that's day 5, all wrapped up. All internal OSB is done. Stud work is all done now. I did that little stud wall just over there. There it is. So yeah, so what we was waiting for is we need to find out the height, because we've got the flat roof section in there. So what we decided to do is we're going to drop that down so it's below. As you can see, that's the bottom of that beam, or the triple that we're running in there. But yeah, so all of that's done now internally. Spencer today is being cutting insulation, so he's got this bit and all of this bit to do, just that little wall. But he's managed to get 120 in all the way up this side, all the way on that gable end, and all the way back down. So probably about 90% of the way through all of that. Got a bit of drainage to do in it, get some type 1 down here. So we've got scaffolding coming on Friday, so we want to make sure that they've got a nice stable ground, plus it's all muddy and with the wet weather we're just sinking in it, so it'd be nice to get a good stable pathway around the whole building. But yeah, so I've managed to get all of that wrapped up, and then started with the 50mm insulation which goes on top, and then started OSBing over the top of that. So, I don't know if you can see, we're covered up now for the evening. Right, so basically our build up here, we've got a batten that's 50mm that we're running, and that's running lower than the finished floor, so that's all insulated all the way around. And then yes, insulation sat on top of that, and then that also prevents any rodents or any vermin getting in there that would eat it. And then we've got our OSB on the outside. This is all just temporary, just to protect it. Once I get all of the OSB on, then we're going to run around with our actual membrane and cover it all in, and then we can batten it all and that. But yeah, not a bad day. Had the weather against us a little bit. It started raining halfway through the day, but yeah, it's not too bad. So plan for tomorrow, we've got glue lambs turning up tomorrow. One of them's 400 kilos, one of them's 80 kilos. I can't remember what the other one is. I think that's only a small one to support the 400 kilo. But yeah, so got that turning up tomorrow. Got a telehandler coming for that, so that'll be a bit handy. And then yeah, I'm just going to crack on with insulating this external, getting that boarded, so then we're a bit more secure, a bit more watertight. Then we can then get the glue lamp up and set, and then it's starting the roof, which I'm really looking forward to. It's only a basic roof, but it'll be a nice little one. But yeah, so that's day 5 wrapped up. Walk around again and see you in tomorrow's one.